Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to say leasing a car is a bad idea in general. I'm not one of those people that'll tell you you're wasting your money if you lease out a car. In fact, most of my videos have been the exact opposite. I break down what's a good lease deal, what's not a good lease deal, and what I'm trying to do in this video is break down exactly why right now, for the most part, is a very bad time to be leasing out a car. Before I go any further, I want to introduce myself. My name is Ari Janessian, and by logging on to negotiationguides.com, you'll be able to shop around for your very best deal using information on particular cars so that you know exactly what you can expect from the dealer. If you're new here, please consider subscribing because this whole channel is going to teach you everything you need to know so that you can negotiate your best possible deal. Let's get down to business, you guys. So what makes a lease deal good, and in the past how a lot of car dealers have incentivized or made lease payments very pretty, is obviously a steep discount. There's a couple of different factors that make a lease deal good, and one of them is getting multiple dealers to discount a car drastically. So for every $1,000 that they're discounting the car, it would drastically reduce the payment. It would result in a $27 per month reduction on a 36-month lease. Now, if you get a car that, say, the dealer discounted $3,000 and the manufacturer is also dishing out a rebate of, say, like $1,500 or $2,000, this would result in a $150 difference per month versus, say, what the same car could have been leased out for a few months ago. So you'd say, oh, wow, this month, this deal is a lot better than what it was, what I was quoted for 3 months ago. So rebates and discounts usually make up for what makes the lease deal really good. The second component of a lease deal is the money factor or the interest rate on the lease. What a lot of people get surprised on is the fact that there's an interest rate on a lease. Given the situation right now, car manufacturers are not really incentivizing auto leases by offering a super low money factor or a super low interest rate, and what this results to is you seeing a higher than normal finance charge cleverly disguised within the lease payment, and them just using the excuse that, yeah, inventory shortages are causing higher than normal lease payments. No, inventory shortages are allowing for manufacturers and dealers to hike up lease payments. Now, the reason why now versus before is a really bad time for auto leases is because before, they used to incentivize the lease payment by offering a 0% or 1% interest rate on the lease versus now, which is typically in the 2s and 3s, which drastically increases the lease payment. But on average, say about $40 more per month versus what it was a couple of years ago. And on top of that, not getting a $3,000 to $5,000 discount on the car is now tacking on top $150 to $200 per month on that lease payment. So say, for example, if you're looking for the practical application of why leasing a car may not be the best idea right now, typically what we were able to see before was, say, a Honda Accord for about $250 per month, including tax in my state with nothing down. This would be the Accord LX, commonly going out for $250 with nothing down. Now, to even get to $250, it's likely that you're putting down about, say, like $3,000 to $4,000. And that $3,000 to $4,000 is really just a down payment against what would have been, say, a $400 per month payment if we take out the money down. So I guess if you have to lease and purchasing is not an option, a couple things that you want to go for is making sure that plenty of dealers in your area have cars. So at the very least, you can actually shop around the price of the car and you're not looking at something that nobody has and pretty much is selling for over MSRP. A common example of this is, say, a Kia Telluride, and looking at, say, a Toyota Highlander may be a better idea to go for the better lease payment. Now, you can also ask for what the money factor is on the lease. So say in the case of, say, a luxury car or a brand that allows for a money factor or an interest rate markup, you want to ask them what the money factor is that they're charging you. If it seems like they're charging you a very, very high interest rate, simply take the money factor, multiply it by 2,400, and you'll be able to get the actual corresponding interest rate for that lease. If it seems a little bit too high, like if it's in like the 4s or 5s, chances are they're marking up the money factor. However, compare it against what the buy rate money factor is. Simply ask them, what is your buy rate money factor, which is in essence what the lowest interest rate is that's available on the lease for that car. They'll give it to you, and then you'll ask them what they're selling it to you for. If these two are the exact same, then you know that this is the rock bottom as far as interest rates go. If it's not the same and it's being drastically increased, get the heck out of that dealership. Now, besides shopping around for the best deal and trying to get a lower payment that way and making sure that you're not being overcharged on the money factor, another way to get a lower lease payment is obviously shopping around to a different manufacturer, even if you don't plan to go with that manufacturer, just to bring it back to that competing dealer. A lot of dealers get irritated when, say, their competitor is selling pretty much a comparable vehicle for a lower price. In this case, right now would be a great time to get a Hyundai Elantra instead of a Honda Civic. And that would be a good bargaining chip if you're trying to get a better deal on a Honda Civic. So guys, I just want to reemphasize, shopping around for the best deal is going to get you the very best numbers. Use negotiationguides.com by clicking here or the link in the description below to at least connect with a few different dealers so that you're not just going with one dealer. You can shop around multiple. As always, if you found this information useful, please consider subscribing. Thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.